This program contains material that may be disturbing to some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised. A 16-foot great white hunts down two men in a shark cage, chewing her way in. And there is no way out.
She's just thrashing, and she wedged herself in there. And next thing I know, that whole front of the cage just snapped off.
A hurricane of horns and hooves sends a cowboy flying.
I was praying and just asking God to help him and not bad happen to him.
And look what a viewer sent us. A horrifying hawk attack his kids will never forget.
The family, we were all in shock. The whole audience was in shock.
Wild. Uncensored. Raw. Heart-stopping animal encounters caught on tape by everyday people from all over the world. Computer graphics will show you exactly what happened. And meet the survivors.
What I felt was 60-mile-per-hour smack on the back of the head.
All on Untamed and Uncut. It's like a scene right out of Jaws. Two divers come face to face with terror from the deep.
It was literally like a car accident. It was a massive impact.
The divers are in a protective shark cage, but this 2,500-pound great white rams right through it like it's made of tin.
I'm just thinking I'm gonna be, fish food.
One diver escapes, but a fellow diver is caught inside the cage with that enormous shark. Then they lose contact.
So I'm just looking for Paul. I'm like, what happened to Paul?
It happens near a tiny spot of land 200 miles southwest of San Diego called Guadalupe Island. Dive boats use bait to lure great whites unbelievably close to viewing cages. Divers breathe through hoses called hookah lines, and they get the thrill of a lifetime.
It's an island that has a large population of adult white sharks that move through there every year.
Ralph Collier studies sharks and writes about shark attacks. He says the sharks of Guadalupe Island long ago learned to associate human visitors with food.
And they have become habituated to sport fishing boats, knowing that when the sport fishing boat showed up, these guys were going to start hooking tuna, which made it a lot easier for them to chase down and catch a meal.
I was definitely excited about getting in the water and getting that camera in there and getting some good shots.
San Diego-based underwater videographer Patrick Walsh feels the rush, knowing he will be face-to-face with danger.
Patrick, what do you think, dude? I'm ready to get scared.
On board the dive boat, he meets Paul Damgard from Northern California. Paul has been diving for 29 years, but never with great whites.
Paul and I didn't know each other going into this trip. We shared a common interest in sharks, so it made it very easy for us to get along.
The minute the divers get in the water, the great whites appear.
Their camouflaging is amazing to see. They just blend right in.
Mike Mino, a first-time visitor to Guadalupe Island, is also on the dive boat, and he's blown away.
I can see 100 feet in either direction. I look one way and there's nothing there. I look another way and there's nothing there. And then I look back this way and there's a shark that's huge, a 14-foot shark that's 30 feet away. And it came out of nowhere.
On their second day of diving, Patrick and Paul find themselves alone in a cage. Patrick points his camera almost straight down. And right here, a female shark appears. She's almost invisible as she ascends from the deep.
She came up, hit the bait, and actually breached the water slightly. Boom! She just hit the viewing windows. The entire front of the cage bowed in. She's just thrashing, and she wedged herself in there. And next thing I know, that whole front of the cage just snapped off.
Now the two divers are separated.
I was falling backwards, and I'm still filming. And I've got him in the frame. I've got the shark in the frame behind him.
There's an escape hatch at the bottom of the cage, and Patrick uses it to get out.
And I went out on my belly, went out head first, and just immediately started sinking. And I'm just thinking, God, what are the chances of me surviving this? I look down, and there's two more sharks circling just feet below me.
And when he looks up, he gets a final glimpse of Paul. He can't believe what he's seeing.
This 16-foot shark inside of an 8-foot cage with Paul climbing on its back, trying to get out of this cage.
The shark has 350 teeth in her massive jaws and strength to chomp through a 1,000-pound sea lion. But she's not attacking.
From the entire time the shark is in contact with the bait until it breaks free of the cage, its eyes are rolled up in its head. It's effectively blind. It cannot see anything.
When the shark hits the bait, she rolls her eyes up to protect them, causing her to slam blindly into the cage. But like other sharks, her pectoral fins lack flexibility, making it impossible for her to back up. She thrashes, trying to get free, but the cage collapses.
We see the white sclerotic coat of the eye. Now the shark has wedged its head between the bars. The only thing it can do, because it can't swim backwards, is to move its head from side to side. As the shark moves forward, the welds on the side of the cage break, and it collapses inside on the divers.
On board the boat, Patrick and Paul's fellow divers are stunned by what they see.
And you see the shark thrashing back and forth, and Patrick is down there. You know, Patrick and Paul.
Right here, the shark breaks free. Patrick is outside the cage, but his yellow hookah line still snakes through the bars. He has to follow it if he wants to get to the surface, and there are still at least 3 sharks lurking nearby.
My back's turned to the open ocean at that point, and I'm just thinking, God, something's gonna come out of the depths and grab me.
The dive master starts to pull him up by his hookah line.
I'm wondering now what had happened to Paul. He's nowhere to be seen.
Suddenly, Patrick's safe. But where's Paul?
You just see shark, shark, shark. There's shark in the cage. Didn't have any idea what was going on.
I look over, and he's being attended to by one of the crew members, and nothing's wrong with him. He's completely fine. Not even a scratch.
Turns out, the dive master was able to pull Paul from the cage after the shark ripped it apart.
Well, as I'm climbing out, Johnny, my heartbeat, adrenaline rush at that time. I just wanted to sit down and catch my breath.
But he'll never forget being trapped in the cage with a blind, thrashing giant.
The sound was just horrific. It was terrifying, just the sound itself. And I could hear the people on top of the boat yelling, "Get him out, get him out, get him out." And I was just pinned in that position. I couldn't go anywhere.
Incredibly, both men are unharmed. Each has a newfound respect for these creatures, and they leave Guadalupe Island with the mother of all fish tales to tell.
Boy, were we damn lucky that nothing happened to either one of us. I mean, it was so close. I mean, just inches one way or the other, bad things could have happened.
This cowboy is one of the world's top bull riders.
This year, he's already put $176,000 in the bank account.
But he's about to meet his match.
Lucky Strike is the bull from Bailey Rodeo Company.
1,800 pounds of hell on 4 hooves.
Lucky Strike! Oh!
Turns the cowboy into a human helicopter.
It was a crazy wreck. It was scary.
He really hit the ground bad.
Robson Palermo got his start in his home country of Brazil. By 2005, he was Brazil's #1 champ, but he had an even bigger dream. To compete in the United States, a dream he shared with his wife, Priscilla.
We decided that if he really would like to be a professional bull rider, we would need to come here to the U.S.
They came. And in 2008, Robson was climbing up in the professional bull riders rankings when he was paired with a bull named Lucky Strike. A bull with a reputation for making mincemeat out of riders.
And he's drawn a tough one. Lucky Strike, tough bull.
Darren Epstein manages 21 riders, including Robson, and he's worried.
I'm always thinking my guy's gonna be okay, but I've spent one too many times in the emergency room to know that sometimes things can be real bad.
Big time matchup right here.
With a buck-off rate of over 95% and an average ride time of only 4 seconds, Lucky Strike will be the toughest bull Robson's ever ridden. He'll have to hang on with just one hand for a full 8 seconds.
He was good, he was confident, he was feeling great about the bull.
Priscilla is sitting right behind the chute in the Dallas arena. She worries every time he climbs on a bull.
I was praying, I was shaking as usual all the time that I watch him ride. My legs shakes a lot, my hands is all the time shaking.
Chute opens. He looked good to start the ride, but things got bad real quick. Hit the bull on his head. Did a flip in the air. Came down on the bull again. We know Robson's a tough kid, but it looked bad, and we were just praying.
The bull bucks counterclockwise 450 degrees. The momentum throws Robson back and then forward, right onto the bull's horn. The impact sends him airborne. But look, he doesn't let go of the rope. It becomes a pivot and spins him like a pinwheel. Then the bull catches him a second time, right in the chest and gut.
And then I remember that I screamed so loud.
Priscilla doesn't see anything after that wicked hit. She bolts for the medical office backstage because she knows, dead or alive, that's where they'll take her husband.
So I was there, like I sit in a chair and I was praying and just asking God to help him and not bad happen to him.
But will her prayers be answered?
We're seeing a crash. Lucky Strike. Big time matchup right here.
Champion Brazilian bull rider Robson Palermo faces death in a Dallas ring as his wife watches.
Lucky Strike.
It was really scary to see him just like flying.
We're seeing a crash. Lucky Strike.
There's a good chance that Robson probably was unconscious in midair.
Peter Wong is an athletic trainer for the PBR sports medicine team.
You worry about any type of fractures to the face, to the jaw. You're worried about severe trauma to the brain, severe concussion, any type of bleeding inside his brain.
If Robson has anything going for him, it's his rodeo vest, similar to this one. It's designed like a flak jacket with a lining made of bulletproof material. Cody Lambert helped create the vest.
It wouldn't stop a bullet because there's not enough layers of it, but it would stop a horn or something like that. It wouldn't penetrate that.
But after 2 violent hits to the face and gut, Robson isn't moving.
Usually we know we have a bad concussion if a rider is knocked out for any significant amount of time, usually anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute. If he's out for longer than that, then we'll consider that a severe concussion.
Seconds tick by like minutes.
Robson Palermo taking a shot.
Then amazingly, Robson moves. He's alive, but the medical team has no idea the extent of his injuries.
Where are you hurting?
We start asking him, first off, if he's hurt and where he's hurt, if he can feel pain anywhere.
Huh?
And then we're going to check to make sure that he's able to move his legs and arms.
Can you wiggle your fingers and toes for me? Okay. Tell me where we are.
the sign here.
Tell me where we are.
Dallas.
In Dallas?
Yeah.
Robson is incredibly lucky.
Look at this. I'm telling you, our gal looks like he is.
He's able to sit up, then stand. He has no broken bones and no lacerations. Just bruises and dizziness from the concussion.
Just my jaw is a little bit sore. I got a really bad headache. And a couple, 3 days. Oh man, it's still sore.
And he had like the dark eyes here inside his eye, like on the white part, it was red. It was really ugly to watch, but it wasn't that bad, the consequence of that.
And he has no memory of the wild helicopter ride.
You see this bull really buck, really good bull. Look here, the horn come straight to my belly, and the second horn in my chest. I don't remember this part.
He does believe his vest helped save his life.
I hear my chest, but the vest, it protects.
He sits out the next 6 weekends, then goes back to bull riding.
And he's in, and he's got it, and we're going to have another Brazilian who wins on the PBR.
And finishes the season in 6th place, with more than $500,000 in winnings.
This guy has just rode rank bull after rank bull.
So for sure, he's really lucky and really blessed.
As for Lucky Strike, he's still a champ and still sending cowboys into outer space.
We're seeing the crash. Lucky Strike.
A horse named Destined is hopelessly stuck deep in mud. He's on the brink of death, and his owner is on the verge of hysteria.
It was so stressful. He was stuck. There was nothing I could do. He was just groaning.
The only way to pull Destined out is with a helicopter. He's strapped in, but barely. Then hope quickly turns to heartbreak.
All of a sudden, we see that the horse is starting to slip out of the harness. If he falls out of that harness, he's going to die.
Sylmar, California, at the base of the foothills near Los Angeles. Lil and Ross Judd live here with their collection of animals, including Lil's favorite, a horse named Destined.
My wife and Destin have a very close bond. They love each other very much.
The 1,800-pound brown beauty is a descendant of one of the greatest racehorses that ever lived, Man o' War. It's been raining non-stop, but there's a break in the weather. And Lil decides to take Destined for a ride.
It was one of the first really nice days in a long time, and it was his birthday. He deserved a nice trail ride on his birthday.
But a half an hour in, they hit big trouble. A sandbank that turns into a death trap.
I tried to turn Destin a U-turn. We took one step. The whole horse just falls. He just, boom, went down.
With that fateful first step, Destin's right front leg sinks 1.5 feet into muddy murk. A second step plunges the horse another 2 feet deep. Now he's in up to his stomach, being swallowed by the mud, like quicksand.
Getting him out was not gonna happen, and I was just really upset. I said, Destin, I will come back. And then I did one of the most painful things I've ever done. And I will sleep him. It was like ripping my heart out.
Lil races for help, and it arrives in a hurry.
Suddenly, there's all these people showing up. There are helicopters in the air. Police are there. The fire department is there.
The rescue is being broadcast live. Her husband is shocked to see it on TV, but he's miles away, unable to help.
I'm watching on this television in downtown Los Angeles. I have no way to get to her in time to help her. It was very scary. Didn't know what was going to happen.
The recent rains have created a sizable stream, and in trying to get Destined out, he ends up dangerously close to all that water. Rescue teams have a rope around Destined. but he's too heavy to pull out. He goes down. Now there's another problem. Water is pooling around him and rising.
Suddenly, he's creating this lake around him. He almost drowned himself.
It didn't look good.
They had laid out some sheets of plywood, some tarp. They tried that, it hadn't worked.
Veterinarian Dr. David Ramey was on scene.
We were right in the middle of a muddy area. There was no stable ground to put anything on.
If we didn't get that horse out of there, it was going to die right there.
Hope is fading, and tragically, firefighter Glenn Prine sees Destined is running out of fight.
You could tell the horse just basically gave up. And nobody likes to see an animal suffer, and we had the tools to save it.
Glenn calls the LA Department of Animal Regulation to bring in a special harness called the Anderson Sling. It's designed to transport large animals. They've trained with a dummy fiberglass horse. Today, they'll be trying to save a live horse, hoping to pull him out of a wet, muddy grave.
It's the only way to get it out.
But there's a problem. The sling has straps and buckles that have to be tightly secured.
The position that the horse was in, there's absolutely no way that we could get the harness on it properly.
There's no other option. Destined will die if something isn't done fast. Glenn does his best, but now Destined is in more trouble than ever.
You could see he was slipping out of the sling, and something bad was going to happen.
Up next, will the harness hold? Or is this horse destined for tragedy? Then, a kiddie show at the zoo turns into a bloodbath.
He just pins his wings back and dive bombs onto her.
It's all next on Untamed and Uncut. That's 1,800 pounds of horse hanging in the air. And he's slipping.
I was scared to death. Destin is not in the harness correctly and is basically starting to slip out.
Lil Judd knows she's close to losing Destined, a horse she's raised from a colt.
I knew if anything happened to him that it would break my wife's heart.
Lil was riding Destined in the foothills near Los Angeles when he stepped in a mud hole and sunk. The mud and pools of water have created a very dangerous situation. Now rescuers are trying to pull him out with the helicopter. But the harness may not hold.
I saw the one guy reach up and start waving to the helicopter, bring him down, bring him down.
The Judds are terrified, but this is actually part of the rescue plan. Fireman Glenn Prine says this first lift is to get Destined out of the mud. Only then can they properly secure the harness and pull the distressed horse all the way out.
We tried to keep the horse as close to the ground as we could in case it did slip out.
It looked terrible for a while.
Looked a little scary. It looked like a horse was going to slip out, but it didn't, and we got it over to stable ground.
There, veterinarian David Ramey moves in to calm Destined down.
I got in next to him and I gave him a shot of a drug called xylazine. It's a short-acting tranquilizer, lasts only about 20 minutes. Within a minute or two, he was sedated.
Once the horse was sedated, we were able to put the harness on properly.
I actually feel he knew we were all there to try to help him. He knew that he had to trust all of us.
With the harness secure and fingers crossed, the chopper pilot carefully starts to pull away.
They lifted him again, and this time he came up perfectly. He was perfectly harnessed. He flew beautifully through the air.
They just lifted him up and dropped him back down. So gentle, just so nice and easy that it was a wonder.
It's a day of miracles, no broken bones.
And in a matter of about 10 minutes after he was set down on the ground, we were able to get him up and walking.
And no broken spirit.
Destin's condition was surprisingly great. As a matter of fact, he was a little woozy from the anesthetic, but other than that, he was mostly looking for something to eat.
The minute he looked at me, I knew he was fine.
The horrifying 4-hour ordeal is finally over. A photographer captures the moment when Lil is reunited with Destined.
Destin is my better half. He completes me in a special way that only another horseback rider could understand. I wish that he hadn't gone through this, but at the same time, I think we're even closer and even more connected because of it.
I know. I love you.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to World of Birds.
Children are enjoying a bird show at the Los Angeles Zoo.
Is anybody for a show?
Suddenly, their eyes turn to the skies.
I heard a loud screech and I knew something was wrong.
Like a dive bomber, a bird of prey attacks another bird and the show's host.
The family, we were all in shock. The whole audience was in shock.
Just grab him from the back. Squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it.
Antonio and Isabel Rodriguez are just crazy about animals.
When I grow up, I want to be a veterinary.
So when parents Jaime and Gabriela take them to the bird show at the Los Angeles Zoo, they're all excited.
It's a beautiful day. My husband had his camera, and he was shooting the whole thing.
Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the World of Birds. Is everyone ready for our show today? Yeah!
The bird show is actually a carefully choreographed production, and timing is critical.
And beautifully done.
These birds are staged in what we call release boxes.
Curator Susie Koselke says the birds are held in a number of strategically located boxes. When it's their turn to be released, a door operated by remote control opens, and out flies the bird.
My name is Lauren. I'll be your host. This is Scooter.
Zookeeper Lauren Whittemore is the host, and her first star of the show is a Malaccan cockatoo named Scooter.
Can you say hi, Scooter?
With Scooter playing to the crowd, Gabriela senses a silent fear in the air.
We saw that people started looking up. It was like a ripple effect. So we started to look up, and we saw that there was a hawk.
It's Flash, a powerful bird of prey, and he has his sights set on Scooter, the cockatoo.
It's not the first time that we've seen the show, so obviously we could tell that there's something wrong because the hawk came out early.
And then it happens.
We see the hawk above her head, roughly about 30 feet, and he just pins his wings back and dive bombs onto her.
The hawk was trying to swoop down and grab Scooter.
I think he was just trying to get to the other bird, and the talons were actually on the host, and that's when she got hurt.
Up next, can Lauren save Scooter? And scared, alone, and out of reach.
She looked like such a lonely, lonely dog. She was very huddled up, and she was just sitting there and shivering.
It's all caught on tape on Untamed and Uncut. This program contains material that may be disturbing to some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised. A bird show turns into a blur of claws, feathers, and blood. The drama erupts at the Los Angeles Zoo when Flash the Hawk swoops down and tries to kill Scooter the cockatoo. Zookeeper Lauren Whittemore protects Scooter and takes the full force of the impact.
The cockatoo, all he could do was scream.
Everybody was shocked to see that the hawk had attacked the keeper.
The Rodriguez family is stunned while videotaping the bird show.
I heard a loud screech and I knew something was wrong.
Flash escapes from his release box perched up on the hill, while Lauren is in the middle of a routine with Scooter. With his hawk eyes, 8 times more powerful than a human's, Flash sees the cockatoo as a sitting duck and swoops down.
Flash may have thought, oh, here's a great opportunity. Here's a bird that I might be able to take.
Zoo curator Susie Koselke says Flash is capable of diving at 60 miles an hour.
Birds of prey catch their prey with their talons. Their feet are very strong, but they also have to be able to get up enough speed to hit that animal hard enough.
The show host knows that and bravely puts herself between Scooter and Flash.
She took the brunt of the hit, and she was very courageous, but it must have been very scary for her.
The host actually hugged Scooter when she saw that the hawk was coming down on them, and that's what actually helped protect Scooter.
Another staff member rushes in and helps Lauren keep the birds apart. But Flash is still in striking distance.
I thought I was gonna fly around and try to attack her.
Lauren quickly takes Scooter to the safety of the holding area out back, while Flash is wrangled back into his box.
There was a silence in the audience.
The crowd anxiously awaits news.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was fun.
It was really horrifying and embarrassing, but the birds were okay.
And that's what happens when you work with animals. But on with the show, right, folks? Yeah!
Here's Lauren today, still taking care of the animals at the zoo.
It was just basic instinct. I just grabbed him, tucked, and fell to my knees, trying to protect him. What I felt was 60-mile-per-hour smack on the back of the head. It hurt. It was a thump. I had a little bit of a goose egg on the back of the head, and it was very dramatic. I came out with, a little bit of blood dripping down my shirt.
As for how the hawk was able to escape,
And the release boxes have latches on them, and apparently in this situation, the latch didn't hold as tightly as it should have.
luckily, Scooter's not hurt. In fact, something remarkable has happened as a result of Lauren's brave move to save him.
Ever since the incident, Scooter never gave me a problem. I think he realized what happened that day, and there was a whole different level of a bond between the two of us.
Flash and Scooter can still be seen at the bird show.
I forgot something. Yes, I did. I'm sorry. Would you forgive me? Oh, good, he will.
Watch Flash demonstrate astonishing agility as he grabs an object in midair. Naturally, Scooter's still convinced he's the star of the show.
Are you the best bird? Yes, you are.
But no one will forget the day Flash stole his thunder.
What I learned that day is that even though you're in a controlled environment, there's still wild animals, and you have to be really careful when you deal with the wild animal.
And now, a chilling rhino rumble in the jungle. A mama rhino is standing guard over her baby in South Africa. But suddenly, an angry male charges. The 1,500-pound bully rams the mother like a freight train, trying to drive his horn straight into her. She runs for her life, but stumbles in the water and flips on her side. Just when it looks like the raging rhino is about to move in for the kill, the brave baby races to his mama's rescue. But what happens when a baby takes on a rhino 10 times his size? A, the baby gets trampled. B, the mother defends her baby. Or C, the baby wins the battle. The answer when Untamed and Uncut comes back. A female rhino is attacked by a larger male as her baby helplessly stands by. Just when it looks like the mama rhino is about to take a terrible beating, something extraordinary happens. Her baby charges the raging rhino who's 10 times his size. The male is so confused he runs off, and now he's being chased by the baby. So the answer is C. The baby wins the battle. As for why he attacked, experts say it likely began as a territorial dispute, then escalated into an all-out turf war. A Snow White dog is stranded on shrinking ice in the middle of a treacherous river. If she slips in the water, she could drown or die of hypothermia. A brave firefighter puts his own life on the line to save her, but his flotation device is actually sinking the ice.
The ice was getting smaller and smaller.
Judy and Jack McDonald just love Great Pyrenees, a breed of beautiful white herding dogs that can each weigh up to 100 pounds. So they foster dogs that don't have a forever home.
We had fostered many, many dogs before Biscuit, but I have never seen one who was so frightened.
At the beginning of 2009, they took in an underweight, skittish 2-year-old named Biscuit.
She weighed probably 30 pounds less than she should have. She obviously had not been in a family environment.
The day after she arrived, they took her to the park.
We slide the door open and put the leashes on our 2 regular dogs.
And then I went to reach for the slip leash that was on Biscuit, and she literally leaped out of the car, over Gus, and off she went.
She must have been terrified and disoriented, says veterinarian Nancy Ferguson.
A dog in her state tends to just keep running. When they realize that they don't know where home is, they may no longer be looking for home, they're just looking for anywhere else.
Biscuit runs around the park, dodges traffic on a treacherous 4-lane highway, then disappears. Jack, Judy, and their friends search, but no luck.
After the second day, we didn't think we'd probably ever see the dog again. We just hoped it was alive and not dead someplace.
Then incredibly, on day 3, she turns up on the news.
And now some breaking news, this on the north side of Indianapolis, where a dog is trapped on the White River. You can
And of course, we took off in the car and went down there, and it was Biscuit.
Biscuit is stuck on a receding sheet of ice, surrounded by water cold enough to kill her. Great Pyrenees actually have 2 coats of hair, a long outer coat and a shorter inner coat that acts as insulation. But it won't help in this ice water.
Once they were soaking wet, they would be even colder than a short-haired breed because that long coat soaked in water would lend them to be even more hypothermic than they would without that coat. That same coat that renders them safer in a dry location would render them more susceptible to the cold in a wet one.
Seeing her out on the ice, she looked like such a lonely, lonely dog. She was very huddled up, and she was just sitting there and shivering.
And she appears to be bleeding. Something awful must have happened while she was missing. The Indianapolis Fire Department is on scene. Rick Hines with the water rescue team is heading out in the icy river to get her.
The closer I got to Biscuit, the more I'm thinking, this is a big dog. What am I going to do if she goes off the back of the ice? What am I going to do if she lunges toward me?
And what if that ice doesn't hold?
The animal's not going to survive long once they go off the backside of the ice.
Coming up, is poor Biscuit toast?
Biscuit was in a dire situation.
It's all caught on tape on Untamed and Uncut. Biscuit, a terrified 2-year-old Great Pyrenees, is trapped on a shrinking slab of ice. A heroic rescue attempt is underway. Firefighter Rick Hines pushes his way through the icy river to get to her.
I would break a piece of ice, bring myself forward, break a piece of ice, bring myself forward, break a piece of ice, bring myself forward.
Nobody knows for sure how Biscuit got out there, but the ice couldn't be more hazardous. Solid in some spots, but thin and unstable everywhere else. To get to the dog, the firefighter uses a platform on pontoons called an ice sked.
It's a dual-purpose device that allows you to slide across the ice simply by picking up and moving, or it allows you to stand on it and float also. Once I found out her name, as I'm working my way out there, I'm hollering, Biscuit, Biscuit, hi Biscuit, I'm coming to get you, Biscuit, I'll be there, Biscuit, here I come, Biscuit. I'm trying to talk to her, to try to keep her focused on me. I don't want her to see all the people on the shore. I want her to give me her attention.
But now there's an even bigger problem. When Rick pushes up onto the half-inch sheet of ice, the weight of the sked actually submerges the ice. That rush of water causes the already thin ice Biscuit is standing on to melt even faster.
When I approached her, initially she moved back on the ice a little bit. And I think really she knew that she was probably about as far back on a stable piece of ice as she could be.
Rick stops and reassesses the situation. He talks to Biscuit, tries to calm her. But when he pulls the sked in closer, the ice retreats even further. Now Biscuit is hunkered on a tiny sliver. She could slip off at any minute.
Biscuit was in a dire situation.
Rescue diver Ian Morano is on the bank of the river ready to heave on a line if Rick can make the grab. And if he can't...
You're talking about almost instant hypothermia setting in, which she already did fall into the ice once.
But using a pike pole with a hook on it, Rick manages to reach out and snag Biscuit's collar.
But when I pulled her, and as I about got her to the sked, the ice breaks through and her bottom legs drop into the water.
He grabs her with his free hand and pulls her close.
She's right there in my face. If she decides to bite or whatever, I'm just gonna have to let it happen, I guess.
The other firefighters reel them both in.
They started pulling me. I'm like, let's just stay best friends for a few minutes, 1 or 2 minutes. And then I'm thinking, can they pull faster? Can they pull harder? Can they get me back quicker? Her hind legs were kicking in the water, and I'm just talking to her. I'm like, hey, it's gonna be all right. We're gonna get you back on the shore.
And then finally, Biscuit is on solid ground.
Get the dog.
Biscuit, come here.
Come here. Come here. Come here. It's okay, Biscuit.
We're gonna get her on the feet. We'll see you later, honey.
She's rushed to veterinarian Nancy Ferguson, who discovers Biscuit was hit by a car during her great escape.
She's a big enough dog. She could sustain a pretty good knock by a bumper and still walk away from it, but yet have left, a fourth of the skin of her front leg behind as a result.
The vet patches her up, and despite all of her troubles, she's okay. But that's not the happy ending. This is...
I knew there was just this instant connection with her.
Karen Grau's family had just lost their golden retriever. They saw Biscuit on television and decided to adopt her.
She took away all the depression that was hovering over this house after the loss of our golden. And she just has fit in like a glove. She loves to eat. She parks herself on this couch a lot. Are you living the life? She likes the creature comforts of living in a nice warm house where pretty much nothing's off limits. Hopefully now she understands this is her forever home, that she's not gonna be out on the run. She's not gonna have to worry, about where her next meal is coming from.
For more wild, shocking, and outrageous videos, visit our website at animalplanet.com/Untamed and Uncut.